payment was this much, and at the end of the statement they show the figure to be paid, and they, instead of saying that you have to pay this and this and this, they show the figure total payment due. So the customer understands that these are the dues and he has to pay. Generally they also mention the particular date by which they should pay, by check or cash or any other means. So that is formal collection letter. It is a kind of formal intimation. Generally it is sent in the first week of the month. So for example, this is November. So when the month of November is over, the business firm would send the statement for this particular month in the first week of December, I mean next month. So what happens is the customer is intimated. Without intimation, no one would be knowing that how much is due and by what date he has to pay the dues. So the point is that is formal intimation. It is very necessary, and generally the clients, the customers pay in time. But again, in the first stage, there is also one other stage which is formal reminder. You can see in the slide. So formal reminder is also there. What happens is most customers are very punctual, very regular, but they may need one reminder, because what happens, generally you send this statement and you give them ample time to pay, maybe 2 weeks or 3. So they may keep in the file and they may forget. It is not that they are not willing, I repeat, and that is why they may need some reminder. I think you, those who are frequent users of mobiles and credit cards, they also might be receiving the SMS from the companies and banks that this is a gentle reminder. It is not that you are not regular in payment, but still it is a kind of procedure, and generally it is as good as it enjoys the as equal status with the normal intimation. So intimation is the first stage, and equally important is formal reminder before the due date is coming. So it reminds the client, if he has forgotten to pay, he may do the needful. So that is the first stage. It is normal stage, and formal intimation is inevitable. You must intimate your customer that this is the due and this is the date by which you have to pay, and it may be followed by the formal reminder. Now you can see the next stage in the slide, and before we could go to the slide, I may once again remind you, if you got any questions, you may find the contact number on this topic and you may ask questions on this topic, and I may try to answer all your questions if the time permits. Actually 5 to 10 minutes will be spared at the end of this program so that you can interact with the topic and you can ask questions. So next slide please. You can see the next stage, which is second stage. It comes when the first stage is over. You have sent the intimation that a statement that these are the dues, and you may also have sent this reminder, and the due date is over, and again couple of weeks have passed and you have not received the payment, the account is not settled. Then second stage comes, and you can see on the slide the second stage has got 2 or 3 points, which is a strong reminder. It is not a kind of normal reminder, okay, you pay by this date, that's all. The strong reminder means two things. You must inform the client that he or she has not paid so far. The due date is over and overdue is there. So please make the payment within a couple of days only. That is a strong reminder. You insist on payment. Next is inquire about the delays. Very often what happens, there may be some problems on the part of customers and he may not have informed you. So in a way you may show courtesy to ask him the reasons for the delays. There may be some genuine reasons also. Not that he is always very keen on delays. The customer is always right. We say that you attitude in our business letters. So why not ask for the reasons of the delays, and he may be happy, and he may be, I think it may create a kind of psychological affinity with you, because you are inquiring, you share your feelings with him. So customer would be happy to do the needful very promptly. So it is in the second stage, after writing the first strong letter for reminder, You may also inquire about the reasons for the delays, and it always, I think, yield very very good results because you take care of your customer. Next is, you can see in the slide please, the second stage has also got some options for the payments. When you feel that the customer has really some, next slide please, some problem, you may also offer him some relaxation in the payment. For example, he may be allowed for par payments. If the amount is huge and you feel that there is some genuine problem, payment crunch, then you may give him the options of part payment. Alternatively, you may also give him more extra time, that okay, we may allow you 2 weeks more for the total payment. So there are maybe some relaxation. You may also give him some discount, okay, 5% less, so that you can cover your money, you can have the dues cleared within a short span of period. So three things in the second stage please. The strong reminder. In the strong reminder also you can inquire about the reasons of the delays in the payment, and if you get the reply and you find that there are genuine reasons, then you may also offer some solutions in terms of payment by giving him scheme of installments, part payments, discount, or extra period, extra time for the payment. So that is the second stage. And now final stage please. You may see in the on your screen, the slide is there, final stage. Final stage, the next one, slide number 8. Yes, final stage is, I think, generally most businessmen always try to avoid. Even the customers who has not paid, he would also be interested that no final stage arises in the transactions. Final stage is warning of legal actions. So it is a long procedure. It is equally very time, money, and energy consuming on all sides, both sides. So the final stage is legal action side, legal action stage. So you first warn your client that for so many days, maybe months or years also, you have not paid, and it may attract some legal actions. You warn him that if you are not settling your account by this particular date, then you may be dragged into the legal actions. So you just warn him and also give him some time. Even if the customer has not paid, even after that warning, legal actions, then the last stage is you proceed and you initiate the legal actions, and it becomes a court matter. So generally no buyer, no seller would be interested in the final stage, that is legal action, legal procedure, and everyone would see that he is not dragged into the legal actions. So that is very important, that we must not go to that stage which may attract legal actions and commencement of legal action. So we must try to avoid. Now next please, some precautions regarding collection letter. That is what we have already seen, but the part of the collection letter, there are two important points. Acknowledgement of the payment. The moment you receive the check or payment in any form, cash or otherwise, you must acknowledge, you must send a reply, you must send a receipt of the payment giving all the details regarding the mode of payment, check number, bank number, etc. So you must acknowledge the payment, which is a part of collection letter. And next is complaints, if any, and their solutions. For example, I told you earlier that there may be some problems and there is no clarity on either side. Then there may be some problems. Generally, customer may lodge some complaints regarding amount, for example, regarding details, for example, regarding the transactions. So he writes a letter of complaints in terms of collection letters, and the firm must take care that the problems and complaints are solved. So collection letter also include two more types of letters, that is acknowledgement of the payment and complaints, if any, on the part of the buyer and the firm must solve these problems. So these are also part of collection letters, I think you know. Next, I would like to draw your attention towards some specimen letters. Because the slide would not allow me to go for all the structure part, so I have skipped most of that. You know, you must begin your letter with the letterhead and is followed by date and inside address. So instead of writing that, because I have gone touch the body part only, so you can see that simple collection letter, that is formal intimation. And I have written this letter in terms of the statement based collection letters. Generally, I repeat, all firms generally follow the monthly statement pattern instead of bill wise collection letter, that on this particular date you purchase this many goods, this much of goods, so this is your payment and you may settle it by this month. So please see the text of this letter. I may read out for you, I think. The statement for the month of June 2010, this itself tells you that this is the collection letter. You are not supposed to write a collection letter anywhere in the letter. So when you send a statement, it is implied that the customer knows that this is the collection letter. So I think this is the more recent pattern of writing a collection letter. Your teacher in the class would also tell you how you should write, but this is a just specimen letters, and couple of letters I have given, so I may read it out. We have enclosed the statement for the month of June 2010 for your kind perusal, so that you can know, yes. And general statement of June is sent in the first week of July. So if this is November, so the statement of the November should be sent in the first week of December. So next month you send a statement, so that the every account is settled by the last date of the month, and you may find the dues which is to be cleared in the statement. So you send a statement, and you may also give the details that you would like to draw the attention of the customer, that as per the statement this much amount is due to be paid, kindly settle your account by July 10. I said that this is a statement of June, and you give again some time for the payment, maybe 10 days, but be specific. I think we must avoid to write pay by earliest, do prompt actions, something like that. Instead of write specific date, it is clarity, July 10. You may write July 20 also, but whatever the case be, we must be very much clear and specific regarding the mode of payment, number one, number two, the deadline. So July 10 is the deadline, so that you can underline important aspect like extra discount. See, you can see in the slide that underline, I have underlined two things. Number one, amount in which you are more interested, yes of course, and number two, you try to prompt the customer to pay the earliest. How? You give him some extra discount. So generally everyone would be interested in discounts. So if he pays by this due date which you have mentioned, he may enjoy some extra discount. So he may be very prompt, he would like to pay promptly before the due date, so that he can. So I have underlined two things. You can please do this in your while writing the collection letter. So extra 5% discount. If he pays later on, then he may not enjoy that kind of advantage of extra discount. And see, this is courtesy. The last line, I draw your attention to the last line. We value our patronage. It affects the psyche of the customer. He would be happy, he will feel privileged. So we write, we value your patronage and expect a timely settlement of the account. You can find that I have nowhere mentioned that it is a collection letter, but everything is, I think, this is a specimen only. You must not follow it blindly. You may have your own pattern also, but I would like to draw your attention towards couple of points. You may have noticed that I have written we every time. So we call it personal touch, means the party itself is involved in the letter. So we. So he generally we should write the letters in active voice instead of passive, where the writer is missing. Here you yourself is present in the letter. So your side must be present, and he must feel that yes, the buyer or the businessman is talking you directly face to face. So we would like to draw your attention, we value your patronage, something like that. It is called personal touch. and you value your customer. You write you, I mean, I may read out the line, we value your patronage. I think it is a kind of temptation on the part of the customer, that yes, he feels privileged and he is tempted to go for more purchases with you. He would be always happy, and it pays you. It is pure psychology. So I think this line always help you to create goodwill, to create a strong and more close bondage with the customers. So I may repeat, we value your patronage and expect a timely settlement of the account. See, in the simple plain words, you ask him, in a way you order him, you may request him, that is everything, and he is tempted to pay regularly. And the crunch is payment crunch, you may offer him some temptation discount. So please take care, it is a specimen letter, so please take care, and your professor in the classroom may tell you more about this thing. Now I have a formal reminder. I talked about this earlier also. So statement is a formal procedure. Generally what happens, before the due date is coming, you better send a reminder, so that it may be that the customer might have forgotten for the because of the pressure of the work, or maybe oversight also. So he is reminded. It is not a kind of strong letter, it is just mild reminder, gentle reminder. And see the text again, you will never write that this is a collection letter, but because you are reminding him, it means that you have intimated him earlier. It is in the sequence only that you are reminding him before the due date is over. So please take care that you also be very sober, very gentle, very courteous in this letter. You just expect him to pay by due date. I may read it out for you. You can see in the screen also. Statement for the month of June. Again the same thing. Because you are reminding. Generally what happens,